Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. It's time to predict the Critics' Choice Awards. They're coming on Monday. Monday morning, I believe, right after the Golden Globes are announced, like 3 hours later. So you can technically change your Critics' Choice predictions based on the Golden Globes. The Critics' Choice are kind of easy to predict.
Yeah, I remember my reaction to them last year was like, yeah, they did the things that I was expecting and they did a pretty good job at it. And they usually nominate what I want to happen too. Like, I remember Delroy Lindo was still strong, he got the Critics' Choice nomination, and then it's the industry folks who were like, we don't care about you.
So for Best Picture, Belfast, don't underestimate that this could, win this award, too. I'm starting to think, if this gets, 9 nominations. West Side Story could also. Power of the Dog and Licorice Pizza could be, that sort of 90 on Metacritic type movie that wins, but you apparently think Power of the Dog has a better chance than Licorice Pizza. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, just because Licorice Pizza's turnout overall isn't going to be as big, I think.
Dune is of course getting in. That's going to be one of the most heavily nominated movies here. Yeah. King Richard is getting in. And then we have Tick Tick Boom and Coda, both of which were in the AFI top 10 lineup, which is a very good sign.
I don't want to be surprised when we just see them happening again and again and again. And I feel that that's what's happening with them right now.
Don't Look Up still in here. Now this movie, the reviews are getting worse, buddy. We got a 50 on Metacritic. We got a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's almost in the 40s.
Basically Bohemian Rhapsody level, and it's worse than Vice. And yet, could this get in?
I think it's fair to have in this number 9 slot here. I know that there are people who will like it, even though, maybe 90% of people don't like it enough to vote for it. What if 10% do? What if it's 10%?
We also know they were pretty big fans of Vice, so if it doesn't get in here, that's a very bad sign.
At the same time, these are critics and not industry people, so we'll have to see, because Golden Globes might reward that movie too.
And I just realized that we have everything that AFI nominated. Well, they didn't have Belfast because they couldn't. But even up to our number 11, it's a mirror of AFI.
Huh. They actually overlap a lot. AFI and Critics' Choice are usually pretty similar.
I was really in between Macbeth and Nightmare Alley because Nightmare Alley's reviews are not the best. And I don't think it's going to get into the Oscar. I don't think Macbeth's going to get the Oscar nomination. But Nightmare Alley, I feel like maybe it's dipping down, but it's not quite gone yet.
Yeah, because I remember First Man. First Man was on its way down and still did well, but that was really critically acclaimed still. There might be enough that see it as a very admirable effort from Guillermo del Toro.
I just had to call one or the other, but I think they're both very possible. Come On, unfortunately, hasn't really been showing up anywhere. I thought it was going to get a little bit more love from these early critics circles, but it hasn't really gotten much at all. So I am a little worried about it. Maybe the campaign is sort of going to be a late thing where it can pop up later. Being the Ricardos has a 68 on Rotten Tomatoes and a 56 on Metacritic. Pretty weak as well. I don't know if it's likely to recover from that, because even on Letterboxd, it doesn't look that good.
That's pure Oscar bait, and that's all it is. It's like Trumbo or something. Spencer, I actually feel might get in here, because critics love that movie, so if it gets in here, maybe that's the biggest award it can get. I'm hoping that's going to surprise me.
House of Gucci, I don't think that's going to happen. But it's not like they won't nominate a movie that's rotten. They've nominated Unbroken and Extremely Loud, so I'll just say that. In director, these are obviously aren't final winner predictions, but Denis Villeneuve out number 1 right now. He's getting in. Jane Campion could also win the award. Steven Spielberg might come up and start winning director awards as well. Kenneth Branagh's gonna get nominated. PTA, I think, will probably get the nomination too. That seems pretty easy. They'll like that movie a lot for sure. And number 6 is tough. And keep in mind that for the categories where they have 6, sometimes they'll expand that to 7, rarely 8, because they just want to get everybody in there. Little bit ambitious, perhaps, but Lin-Manuel Miranda for Tick Tick Boom. He has gotten a couple director nominations so far, and I know there haven't been that many critics, but it makes me wonder, I guess people do see him as a potential contender here. This could be a thing that other people haven't caught on to yet that I'm trying to, get ahead of.
Yeah, the 6th slot is kind of anybody's game, and I think you can make as good a case for him as anyone else. McKay for Don't Look Up would be kind of nuts at this point. For that movie to get picture, that's one thing, but a picture and director means that that's a strong awards player, and at the Critics' Choice that would be pretty insane.
Adam McKay did get in here for Vice though, so if he didn't get in for director, it would show at least that the movie's a little weaker than Vice.
Ronaldo Marcus Green for King Richard. If Spencer gets in, I'm really curious if Pablo Larraín gets in.
I do think Del Toro has a shot for Nightmare Alley.
Maybe, yeah. Joel Cohen, that would be a really strong showing for that film.
For actress, Kristen Stewart for Spencer. I think if she loses this, horrible sign for the Oscars. She needs to win this one, I think.
Yeah, because critics like Spencer more than they like Tammy Faye, and that's all you have to say.
Jackie won this award over Emma Stone. Jessica Chastain's getting nominated. Nicole Kidman's getting nominated. Olivia Colman will be nominated for The Lost Daughter, even if she ends up missing like SAG or Globe. Like, this is something she's gonna get, and Lady Gaga's gonna get nominated.
I think Lady Gaga is gonna get in everywhere.
Alana Haim, Licorice Pizza #6. What do you think about this? What is your opinion?
If she gets in anywhere, I think it's here. I guess we're expecting a strong turnout for Licorice Pizza at the Critics' Choice, and I think that's fair. I'm not totally convinced. I think Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers makes a lot of sense here.
I don't know if that's gonna be anywhere.
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna
go nowhere. It might go nowhere. I think it may go nowhere. Like, if there was a 7th nominee, what did you think it would be? Because I might think it'd be Rachel Zegler.
Jennifer Hudson probably still has a shot.
Best Actor, Will Smith, probably gonna win the award. Benedict Cumberbatch, easy, I think, maybe runner-up for the award. And Andrew Garfield, Denzel Washington are definitely going to get in here, I think. Peter Dinklage for Cyrano. I feel pretty good about him. He's been showing up a little bit with awards too. And then the 6th slot, this one's a little bit tough. Last year they had 8 fucking nominees. They could literally nominate everybody if they wanted to. But I put Nicolas Cage in Pig. This would be a nice thing to see. It's definitely not guaranteed, but like Ethan Hawke did show up here. Adam Sandler did show up here for Uncut Gems, okay? That's like the kind of thing they could do here that nobody else does.
They kind of like to instruct the Oscars, and I feel like that's a pick that a lot of them are going to try to throw in there because they want the Oscars to repeat. I think that's a fair 6th slot. I really want to see him get in here. DiCaprio for Don't Look Up. He possibly goes along with the movie. But it's not a mandatory thing, even if it gets into picture, I don't think.
I just feel like with the reviews it's getting, the package it gets isn't going to be like a fully rounded, juicy package full of actors and like a director nomination and a screenplay and text. So I do worry about like DiCaprio, even though you would think that DiCaprio goes along with his movies, and often he does.
They might have to do 7 in here or something. Bradley Cooper, Nightmare Alley, I could still see that happening.
Yeah.
I don't think it would repeat after this. This might be kind of like the last hurrah, maybe the Golden Globes for drama.
What about Phoenix? I mean, I feel like if we are wrong about Come On, and that gets in, I might expect to see Phoenix even in like a 6.
Maybe you should put Phoenix at #8. Phoenix is obviously worthy of, nominations. For him not even to get into Critics' Choice, that's kind of baffling to me. Because Come On could still maybe get in. I would maybe swap them because Bradley Cooper's a hard performance to be passionate about.
I'm also toying with these 2 of the Golden Globes, and I don't know what to do with them. I'll put Phoenix at 8, and the only reason this matters is because they actually went up to 8 nominees last time. Javier Bardem being the Ricardos.
We'll see how dead that is. That gets Kidman and then maybe screenplay, I guess. Maybe editing at like its very best.
Yeah, I think the Golden Globes definitely are the ones who have the best shot at giving this movie anything. It'll be dead before the Oscars, but we'll just have to see if it still has a pulse right now.
Well, if it gets SAG Ensemble, I don't think you can say it's definitively dead because that could go with PGA too.
That's big if at this point, buddy. Supporting actress. Ariana DeBose, West Side Story. A lot of people think she's the new frontrunner, and we both agree. I think that performance is like stronger and more noteworthy in a way than Katrina Balfe.
Yeah, I think this is actually a no-brainer, and I really think it's gonna just start winning stuff. People are gonna go, oh, what do I do with Katrina Balfe? Like, she's just not gonna win. Like, sorry. I know Belfast is supposed to win at least 3 awards, but I mean, it's looking even more scarce by the day.
Oh, it can win 3 awards. It can win director, screenplay, picture, fucker.
I guess. Ariana DeBose was amazing in West Side Story, and I don't understand how she wouldn't win. I think she actually is going to sweep.
And Balfe felt like kind of the frontrunner by default. She's still very much going to get nominated. Nominated. And then Anjanou Ellis, of course. She's in here for King Richard.
No shit.
Kirsten Dunst's Power of the Dog is going to get in here. That's almost a near guarantee. And then I have Marlee Matlin for Coda.
Yeah, because you think Coda's getting in.
A lot of people are saying that Troy's going to get nominated for supporting, and then Matlin is not. But I'm like, you better watch the hell out.
There's a maybe there. There's a maybe.
That's a maybe. I agree. It's a maybe.
I think it's a maybe because of your #7. Ruth Negga for Passing at #6. I agree that she'll probably get into the Critics' Choice here. She's doing well so far. The critics are really trying to push her into the Oscar nomination, and she can get it. So I think that will happen here.
But Ann Dowd has only gotten 1 nomination so far.
Ann Dowd.
I'm concerned.
Ann Dowd.
This is where she lives and dies. This is where Mass lives and dies in general. If it can't get in here, ain't gonna get in anywhere, I don't think.
Mass is trying and it is campaigning, even though it didn't make any money.
They're playing the screener game.
I saw a tweet where they sent the Critics' Choice members flowers. I think that's a great idea. This would be upsetting if this didn't happen here. I would be pretty devastated to not see Mass get, even this nomination. But look, this is a really competitive category. Judi Dench for Belfast, I don't think here. I think
we're really narrowing down on supporting actress. Like, beyond 8, I'm like, that would be a long shot in my opinion. Cate Blanchett, meh. I don't really see it manifest. Maybe it does, maybe if they still keep Nightmare Alley alive a little bit. Meryl Streep, I don't think is actually gonna happen. I don't think she's gonna Sam Rockwell and Vice it. I don't know if there's enough there.
It's not impossible that if Don't Look Up has a great turnout, she could get in as like a 7th nomination here. I'd love to see someone from The Lost Daughter get in. Jessie Buckley seems to have the best shot.
Supporting actor. I got 4 I'm confident in, and then the other 2, my goodness, I don't know what the fuck to do. We have Troy Kotzer and Coda. I think he is gonna get nominated here. Is going to. And maybe he could win. We'll see about that. I'm putting him at number 1 for, Kiss of Good Luck. But we're going to see both Belfast boys, I think. Cody Smith-McPhee, that's going to happen too. And then I don't even know what to do.
I think Isaacs has a better shot than Ann Dowd does because of this competition.
I actually think it's kind of competitive, though, because Robin De Jesus is a pretty big deal. John Bernthal and Jared Leto. Like, I want to put them all in. I want to say all of these.
And then Mike Faist. We don't really know what's happening with Mike Faist yet. Jason Isaacs, to me, that's easy. Like, to me, Jason Isaacs and Mass, how the fuck are you not going to do this? It's like a win-worthy thing. I think Jason Isaacs goes at 5.
Really?
Robin De Jesus. I don't know about Robin De Jesus getting in here. I'm just saying. I really want Robin De Jesus to be nominated here, but I don't know about that.
I think like everybody has a great shot from 5 to 9. They all have great shots, but we got to call it here.
Isaacs, and then Bernthal, and then Leto, and then Jesus.
You think Leto's going to miss? Do you really think Leto's going to miss?
I said he's at 7.
That's a miss.
It's not always a miss.
It's probably a miss.
Yeah, he might miss here. Yeah, because the critics fucking hate that performance.
I think John Bernthal might not be safe either, because even though he's very good, it's like, who's like actually...
You're fine. King Richard is fine with 2 acting nominations. It doesn't need him. I'm not convinced that Mike Faist is in yet, but I could be proven wrong. And De Jesus, I just don't have like all that much faith yet.
If we're going off of, and this is a bad thing to go off of, but if we're going off of the only people who have 2 or more nominations so far, you would put in, by that logic, Jared Leto and Robin De Jesus. Which I don't think makes for too bad of a top 6. And also Mike Feist, like, I think he could just jump right in here. He could jump in here or the Golden Globe on this nomination morning and become an instant contender. What do you think about putting Robin and Jared Leto in?
Yeah, that's fair. It's kind of weird when you watch Tick, Tick, Boom to not remember that performance as a standout. Like, that's weird. It's weird if this movie gets a bunch of Oscar nominations and he's not part of it.
This category is actually getting kind of juicy now. Like, it used to kind of suck, but now you got some good people in here who I'm really rooting for. And
yet you still have Leto in, though.
I know.
I mean, there was a second where I was thinking, Jared Leto, maybe he takes the trophy, the Oscar trophy. I don't even know if he gets nominated anymore for sure. Although I think he's still pretty strong. What I like is that we could see Troy Kotzer possibly winning and pulling a Yo Jung Yoon on the coattails of Coda. That would be tidy. That would make me pleased.
I'm not convinced enough that Hines is actually going to get so many votes that he fucking wins an Oscar.
I think this is as good as it's going to get. You got to go for like 5 out of 6. It's really hard here. What they could do too is snub one of the Belfast boys.
They won't do it.
Actually, can't they only nominate 3 people in each category?
Yeah, but I'll tell you this, bitch. Every time that the Belfast boys have been nominated, they've been nominated together, except for when Kieran Hines won the MBR. They've been nominated together. It hasn't been one or the other. You're not going to call that, are you?
I will not call that. I am not saying I predict it.
Everything else, like, I don't think there's fucking room for a Bradley Cooper and Licorice Pizza. Like, if that gets in, I will...
No.
Okay.
I'll do what he does in the movie and just throw shit around. Yeah, Bradley Cooper is not happening. I'm sorry.
Or like, a Ben Affleck in the Tender Bar. Also, look how dead Richard Jenkins is, and look how we never really gave into that. I think maybe...
I guess you can pat yourself on the back, huh?
People were too eager to say he's just gonna win, and he's not even, like, he's nowhere to be seen. Like, he's literally missing. He's missing. Yeah. Original screenplay. Licorice Pizza, I think, will win this award.
Yeah.
Even if Yeah, even if
Yeah.
Belfast
Yeah.
wins Best Picture.
Belfast ain't gonna win the Critics'
It
Choice.
fucking might.
Here's how it's not gonna win.
Watch
Tell
it
me
get 10
what
nominations.
award it wins that's not Best Picture. Because I don't think he's winning director here. I think maybe he wins director there, but not here.
You could be surprised. You could be surprised. That motherfucker could win a lot of awards here. He could just win them.
I think West Side Story might win the Critics' Choice.
We're just predicting nominations for now. We'll cross those bridges when we get to those bridges. Anyway, screenplay is going to be Licorice Pizza, Belfast. We're going to see King Richard. And we are probably going to see Don't Look Up. We're probably going to see it just because. And then fun stuff can happen here. Come On, I think gets in for screenplay. I think even if it misses picture, it's going to get in for screenplay. And then I'm putting in Mass. How am I doing this? Why am I doing this? How can I leave out Dowd? How can I leave out Isaacs and put it in here? It's because of the competition. Sorkin ain't happening. He's done. He is on timeout. Spencer, that could happen if the movie overperforms, for sure.
Yeah, if Spencer gets in for screenplay, I'm gonna yelp a little bit because I'm gonna be like, ooh, is it getting into director and picture?
And unfortunately, they are not cool enough to nominate Worst Person in the World. They probably won't nominate Pig, so Mass kind of makes sense at number 6, honestly, for me.
Come on, we'll get at least one bone.
Woody Norman's gonna get a Young Actor nomination, so he gets a little bone too.
That's like too easy though. He deserves more than that.
He gets to chew on something though.
Yeah, he like during the ceremony, he just gets to be like,
yeah. An adapted screenplay, Power of the Dog winning the award, no question. There's a question about the Oscar maybe, but there's not a question about the Critics' Choice Award. West Side Story, Code is getting nominated along with the Best Picture. Same with Tick, Tick, Boom.
Yeah. I do not dispute. I would not dispute. I wouldn't dare.
And then there's The Lost Daughter, which I think will get it here. Whether or not it gets it at the Oscar.
I don't even think it's guaranteed here, but sure, I would have that in here.
And this was tough because I thought, they could do Passing. They could do Dune. I think Dune might get the Oscar, but it might miss here.
I don't know.
For Macbeth. 1917 was not nominated for screenplay here, but it got the Oscar nomination. Okay?
Yeah.
And they have 6 slots. These bitches have 6 slots.
That's weird, but I guess. My wish list pick here would be Passing. I also would not mind seeing The Last Duel or The Humans here.
That movie's
but it seems
so
done. It
like,
seems done.
It's on like Showtime. Like, get out of here. Cinematography, Dune, Doi. Probably gonna win. West Side Story could win. West Side Story could win.
Oh yeah, I could. Tragedy of Macbeth could win here too. I don't know if that would repeat at the Oscars, but usually Critics' Choice and Tex and the Oscars and Tex, like they go in line decently.
Belfast getting nominated. Power of the Dog getting nominated.
You think Belfast is definitely getting nominated here?
Oh fuck. Oh yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, it is. And then I thought maybe Nightmare Alley. But then I thought maybe not Nightmare Alley. I think there's some passion that could come from these critics for Spencer. I think this is like, they would like to do this. They would like to throw Spencer in here.
There's a lot of passion for Claire Mathon in her work here. And I think the Oscars are going to leave her out, so I'd love to see her get in here because she deserves the Oscar nomination.
And Nightmare Alley deserves an Oscar nomination too.
That's purely due to a lack of passion for the movie.
French Dispatch, Licorice Pizza, kind of on the outside. Maybe a nom for Passing, but those are long shots. And the Critics' Choice don't like long shots. Except for when they nominated the Safdie boys for Uncut Gems. That was kind of a long shot.
But they're not like Golden Globes or SAGs. They'll just throw in some fucking random person out of nowhere that gets me screaming.
I am a little bit troubled about this. Maybe you can help me out here. But for editing, we got Dune and West Side Story again. Don't know which one wins yet, but they're number 1 and 2. Belfast getting in. Tick, Tick, Boom, I have in. You agree with 100%. Me here. I think this movie,
100%.
As long as it's in picture, it's going to take those editing nominations. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, look at all these cuts. Look at all these cuts. And I liked the cuts.
I would bet one of my limbs that this is nominated. And the reason I'd bet a limb is because, if I win the bet on a limb, I get an extra limb. It's quite nice to have.
Maybe if I got like 2 limbs for the risk of 1, that could be worth it. Then King Richard, right? Not a guarantee, maybe, most likely.
Yes.
And then Don't Look Up, because
what's funny is like Don't Look Up over Power of the Dog here.
That's my problem, because I think
they love Power of the Dog.
You all know that I don't have Power of the Dog for editing at the Oscars. You know that, but it could get in here, and I thought like, oh yeah, it's gonna get Critics' Choice, but not that. But now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know if I can take out King Richard and Don't Look Up. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
Because Don't Look Up, like, it has a lot of editing, but it's not really the same level of stylized as Vice and The Big Short. So
it's
maybe
nearly
it can-
there, though. It's nearly there. However, it's also kind of annoying editing, and I can understand, you know, if critics didn't like the movie, they'd be like, nope. I think this is fine, actually.
You know,
I'm scared of Power of the Dog, like, popping up and being wrong.
Yeah,
and I'd be happy if that happened. I don't
I'll
know
risk
who'd
it.
take out, but
I'm gonna get 5 out of 6 at least, so we're good. Production design, Dune, West Side Story.
by the way, that's gonna win production design.
Disagree. Dune's winning production design.
By the way,
Mad Max shit.
West Side
Mad
Story
Max
is winning
sci-fi
production
shit.
design.
Black Panther sci-fi shit.
West Side Story will win.
Incorrect. What did they do? They built like a fucking rubble field with a crane. A lot of colors.
First of all, yeah, there's like a fucking war movie set in there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. If a war movie set, did 1917
Second
win?
of
No.
all, look at how amazing like what they did to the gym, like all the fucking colors there.
That's the lighting technician's job.
The fucking balcony, like where they sing tonight, and then they had the America song in the streets, like
the
running through the streets.
Wow. I'm dismissing it for the sake
You
of
made
the
a
argument.
fucking weird argument,
But I love the production design in West Side Story.
Yeah, you
I
better.
just think that they're going to be more impressed with the world building of Dune.
I don't even agree.
We'll have a duel over this later.
We'll have the duel later. Yeah.
French Dispatch will be nominated. A lot of people don't think Cyrano is going to happen in production design and costumes. I'm just going to say, just you wait. Just you wait. And the tragedy of Macbeth, I have too. This is also, you know, I don't know.
Fair.
I don't think there's that much else they could go for.
Well, 7 I think is possible.
Yeah, Belfast is possible. You got to watch the hell
It
out
is.
for Belfast and production
And
design.
it just
the street.
and it's like, again, it just speaks to how much they fucking love it. Because it got nominated somewhere already, right?
Yeah, it's gotten 2 nominations so far, I think. Let me check my chart.
Macbeth, on the other hand, like that could have a really good turnout here, get production design, but I don't know if it would carry over to the Oscars.
Yeah, Macbeth has gotten 1 nomination so far, and Belfast has gotten 2 nominations so far.
If Belfast gets in here, I'm a predictor for the Oscars.
Cyrano didn't get any nominations so far. Maybe I'm overestimating
Maybe
that.
Cyrano's a costume thing.
I will put
Maybe
Cyrano
is just costumes.
I agree. I'm going to
Okay.
put Cyrano at 7 now. I'm switching
I like that a
around
little bit
things.
better. Because I think Belfast might get in here.
Spencer definitely has a shot here too. The Last Duel, maybe, you know, if they want to throw in a curveball or something. Some
else,
people are
yeah.
going to say, where is Last Night in Soho? It's going to get nominated for no major awards.
That's actually interesting.
anywhere.
You're not predicting that for anything.
Duh.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have thought it would show up at the Hollywood Film Critics.
I don't care about that. They nominated Booksmart. Okay, they can do random shit and it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm not considering that. What's it called when you're like a rich person and you're like, I like hold my nose at that, like I lift my neck at that, like what?
I don't know if there's like a word for what you're trying to do.
Costume design, Cruella. I don't know if Cruella's winning anymore. I really don't, but
Yeah.
yeah, West Side Story's getting in. We know that. Spencer, Cyrano will probably get in, and I think House of Gucci gets in here. I kind of think House of
You
Gucci
think
gets
so?
in here. I kind of do.
Yeah, because I'm looking below that and I don't really see anything too compelling.
It definitely would make sense if they nominated Nightmare Alley or The French Dispatch, but original score, Dune winning. Greenwood's gonna get in, I think, for both his scores here. French Dispatch is happening. Okay, I think that's definitely gonna happen actually. At 5, I have Don't Look Up, which I'm not confident about, but I think I guess because I don't know if there's that many strong movies here on down. Nightmare Alley, I don't know. And Macbeth, I don't know. Cyrano, maybe.
I'm hearing a little whisper. I'm hearing a little birdie on my shoulder telling me that Cyrano
I knew you were going to
is
say
strong.
that.
And I don't know why. I haven't even seen the movie.
No, I've heard it's like pretty gorgeous. And it wouldn't be out of the question for a Joe Wright movie to get a score nomination like at all. I haven't seen the movie, but I wonder if the score blends in with the music and they're like, oh, that's just music. That's not score. That's
Well, the
like
music is
songs."
the score, no?
Maybe it does get in
I don't think
here.
Carter Burwell would get in for Tragedy of Macbeth, although like I understand why he's on your list.
King Richard, I think, could be an outside shot. And maybe, come on.
Nah.
Makeup and hair, House of Gucci, Tammy Faye, gonna be battling it out for the win. Dune, getting in, Cruella, Ricardo, Spencer. What do we think about that? I mean, that seems like pretty obvious 6 to me.
Yeah, I would not object there. I was gonna ask about this. Do you think the Green Knight could get anything?
Like visual effects or makeup?
Cinematography, like maybe?
Oh yeah, I guess.
I was thinking like what if they did a director?
No fucking way. Not even a fucking
Okay.
chance. I do agree, maybe it could surprise in like a tech category or something.
Production design. Probably not worth predicting, but I do wonder if they're gonna show a little love for the Green Knight. Because that was such a good movie. Even though I have my problems with it, I really wish it was a bigger part of the conversation. Maybe visual effects.
Yeah, that's going to be Dune, of course. Godzilla vs. Kong, I think, gets in. Shang-Chi and Eternals are going to get in, I think, even though one or both could miss at the Oscars.
They'll nominate like Marvel movies. Like they nominated Black Panther and the Oscars snubbed it.
They gave it to Black Panther.
That kind of says something to me.
I think Free Guy is going to get in, and I have the Suicide Squad getting in too.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like,
but don't Look Up not getting in?
But like, I don't really know why it would. I know I made the case for it in our last predictions video, but I don't know.
Because it might get in picture, and if it does, that makes sense to get in.
The Matrix is not going to be ready and seen in time. That might get in the Oscars, but it will not get in here because no one's seen it. Same with No Way Home.
Suicide Squad over Don't Look Up. Interesting.
I think there's something there. The Suicide Squad right now has 2 nominations in visual effects right now.
And Don't Look Up has none.
Original song. There's a very tight 5 here. And there's also a lot of other stuff that I think would normally like kind of get in that maybe there's not room for. Be Alive, King Richard, No Time to Die. Those are the 2 true locks. Dos Oruguitas for Encanto. They could nominate the song Colombia Me Encanto, so in a way I'm not sure about this. All I know is there's gonna be something from Encanto. Just Look Up from Don't Look Up gets in. Down to Joy from Belfast gets in. And at 6 I have Every Letter from Cyrano, which is the original song from that movie. I am tempted to put in Guns Go Bang from The Harder They Fall, and I'm very tempted to put in Beyond the Shore from Coda as well.
Down to Joy, I don't even know what that is from Belfast.
It's already gotten a couple nominations from people who didn't remember it from the movie, but just nominated it because they were so in love with Belfast. International feature. Worst Person in the World, I think, could win.
Drive My Car is number 2.
No, it's not. Titan.
Wow.
Titan's doing well with the noms. A Hero, I think, is safe. Flee, and then Drive My Car. Any questions?
I think it's definitely going to get in, and 5 means that it's definitely going to get in. Yeah, that top 5 is going to get in. Drive My Car, though, is doing really well with the critics' top 10 lists.
Yeah.
Very well. I'd be shocked to not see it here.
And then Parallel Mothers. I guess I'm really only between that and The Hand of God, but The Hand of God is not that embraced by critics. It seems like more of a crowd type movie, like something that could get into the Golden Globes, perhaps. Everything else a little bit of a mixy woo basket, and I'm not going to be predicting any of that. Animated feature, this is a no-brainer to me. I feel like there's a very clear separation between 6 and 7. Encanto could win. Luca, Flea, Mitchell's. Maybe Mitchell's actually can win this award. Maybe Mitchell's can win the Critics' Choice. Go! Belle, I think is going to happen here. I think we're going to start to see Belle a little bit. Mariah was doing pretty well, and Belle might even be more beloved and acclaimed.
Beloved.
And Ryan the Last Dragon, I think, is going to get in. And it's pretty easy for me to draw the line there and say like Vivo and Ron's Gone Wrong and Sing 2 and all Summit or whatever don't get in. Ensemble.
Do they snub the same people as SAG? Like, did they nominate Shape of Water?
Holy shit, they don't have The Shape of Water.
I also think they snubbed Mank. So like some of the movies that you kind of have that intuition like, oh, the SAGs aren't going to nominate it. The Critics' Choice will be kind of the first ones to speak and say, yeah, we somehow didn't nominate this thing.
I feel really confused though, because I feel like there's more movies in here that feel like the Critics' Choice might go for them than the SAG. So Belfast, I think, is kind of a no-brainer. West Side Story, no-brainer. Don't Look Up's going to happen here. Coda's
going to get in.
King Richard.
Yeah.
Seems pretty easy. And then The Harder They Fall, which surprisingly has won and been nominated for the most ensemble awards so far. But then it's hard because I'm snubbing a lot of shit that I could see getting in. Like Mass could get in here. Yeah. The Power of the Dog is also one I really feel hesitant about snubbing because even though I will not be predicting that for SAG, I do think it could get in here.
And then I think Dune is maybe number 9.
But I could see Licorice Pizza too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Being the Ricardos, maybe. Usually their nominations make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The SAGs don't make that much sense sometimes.
I think Ricardos is kind of done, actually. I think In the Heights is a better shot. And then they could also nominate like French Dispatch too. They could do it. And we're predicting Young Actor. We sure are. Jude Hill is getting in.
Doy.
For Belfast. Duh. Woody Norman's also a duh.
Doy.
The bone that he's going to get to chew on. Sanaya Sidney and King Richard is also a doy.
That would be great. She was like worthy of a nomination, you know, maybe if it wasn't as crowded.
They will sometimes nominate actors who are in like the 20-year range. And we have 3 people who I think could get in, but they're a little bit reluctant, like when you go that old. Like Rachel Zegler, like she's like almost too old, but like maybe not quite too old. Amelia Jones for Coda, I think she's like 19, she can get in. Cooper Hoffman's like 18, he could get in. And then Millicent Simmons for Quiet Place Part 2. She's been nominated for this award twice, and she was really better than this one than the first, so that could definitely happen. They'll nominate somebody from a movie who's not like actually a contender. So Leah McHugh for Eternals for playing Sprite, I think is like just kind of a possibility to throw in. And those are our Critics' Choice predictions. And you bet your ass you can tune in here on Monday for some reactions to those Critics' Choice nominations.
Usually we're like 80% accurate.
It's easy to be 80% accurate with Critics' Choice.
Yeah, we're really looking out for Don't Look Up. We're seeing if Being the Ricardos gets you know, more than like 1 nomination.
I'm really curious if it's Nightmare Alley or Macbeth for that 10th slot.
I need to see Mass somewhere. I just want that on a personal level. We're looking at Coda and Tick Tick Boom to continue their streaks. And there's those nominations for films like Passing or Lost Daughter, like just seeing if they can get a couple nominations in here.
I don't expect this from the Critics' Choice normally, but it would be nice if they tried to nominate like Worst Person or Teton or even Drive My Car like somewhere other than the international category. Would be nice to see.
I agree. Critics' Choice aren't actually that ambitious, which kind of sucks because why not? Like, why aren't you ambitious, Critics' Choice? But they won't nominate a lot of international films like out of nowhere, even though critics love international films. Like, they're usually just trying to instruct the Oscars on what to do.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Are you young enough to be nominated for Young Actor?